I died choking on my own blood in a dingy motel room off Route 66, betrayed by the one person I thought loved me. While my so-called parents sipped champagne in their McMansion, oblivious to the monster they'd created. The last thing I saw was Jake's smirk as he pocketed the cash from my life insurance scam, his hands still warm from strangling the hope out of me. But death isn't the end, it's a goddamn reset button. And when I woke up gasping in my 8-year-old body, staring at the faded wallpaper of our cramped South Side apartment, I knew, this time, I'd burn their world down before they could light the match. The air smelled like Mom's cheap vanilla candles and Dad's stale cigarettes, the kind that clung to everything like regret. I was small again, my knobby knees tucked under me on the threadbare couch, clutching a ratty stuffed bear named Mr. Whiskers, the one they'd let my little brother Tommy rip apart later that year. It was June 2015, the summer before everything went to hell. Outside, the L train rattled past our window in Chicago's Englewood neighborhood, a symphony of urban decay that I'd forgotten how to hate. But I remembered everything else. Every lie, every abandonment, every knife twist that led to my grave. My name is Chloe Harper, and in my first life, I was the disposable middle child. Mom Linda, with her bottle blonde hair and dreams of escaping the projects, always said we were too much. Dad, Ron, a wannabe mechanic who fixed cars for gangbangers but never his own family, nodded along like a bobblehead. They had 3 kids, me, sandwiched between Sarah, the golden girl at 10, and Tommy, the baby terror at 5. 3 kids cost too much, Mom whispered that night, her voice cracking like cheap glass as they bundled us into the old Ford Taurus. But it wasn't money. It was them. Always them. I blinked hard, fighting the vertigo of the reset. My tiny hands trembled as I touched my face, smooth, unscarred. No tattoos from the foster homes or the track marks from the bad years. 25 years compressed into a single heartbeat. I knew their secrets now. The affair Mom started with her boss at the diner, the one that funded Dad's business ventures with the Latin Kings. The way they'd planned to ditch us for months, forging documents to make it look like we ran away. And Jake? He wasn't even in the picture yet, but he'd slither in during high school. The charming foster kid who'd play hero until he played me for a fool. Chloe Bug. Dinner's ready. Mom's voice floated from the kitchen, syrupy sweet, like she hadn't rehearsed her exit line 100 times in her head. I stood, legs wobbly,
and patted in.
There they were, Mom flipping hamburger helper with a fake smile, Dad nursing a beer, Sarah whining about her Barbie, Tommy smearing peas on the table. Normal. Nuclear. A lie so thin it could snap. That night, as the clock ticked toward midnight, I lay awake plotting. Revenge isn't sweet, it's acid, eating you from the inside if you let it. But I wouldn't. Not this time. Step 1. Make them think I was still the gullible kid. Step 2. Unravel their threads. Step 3. Watch them choke on the noose they'd woven. The next morning, I started small. At breakfast, when Dad grumbled about the electric bill, gonna bankrupt us. These damn lights. I looked up with big, innocent eyes. Why don't we sell stuff, Daddy? Like on eBay? Sarah's old dolls could make money. He chuckled, ruffling my hair. Smart girl.
Chloe.
Maybe we will. But I saw the flicker in his eyes, the guilt, the greed. He was already dipping into the savings for Mom's affair partner's yacht club dues. School was a blur of second-grade drudgery. multiplication tables, and recess kickball. But my mind raced laps around the playground. I remembered the exact date, July 15th, when they drive us to Washington Park under the guise of a family picnic, then peel out, leaving notes pinned to our shirts like lost luggage tags. We're sorry. Start over without us. This time, I'd rewrite the script. By week 2, I was digging. While they thought I was napping, I'd sneak into Dad's toolbox in the garage, fishing out his burner phone. Text to Kingpin Rico. Drop off at the pier. Midnight. Product? Guns. Pills. Whatever kept the lights on until they could flee to Florida with Mom's lover. Victor Hale, a slimy real estate developer who'd promised her the Hamptons if she ditched the baggage. Victor. The name burned like battery acid. In my first life, I'd tracked him down years later, only to get laughed off his doorstep. This time, he'd be the first domino. I started whispering doubts to Sarah. During our sister time brushing dolls, Mommy's been funny lately. She hides her phone and smells like flowers, not her usual soap. Sarah, ever the tattletale, bit her lip. You think she's cheating? Kids say the darndest things. By evening, Sarah was sobbing to Mom,
who snapped like a twig.
Where'd you get that idea? Chloe put you up to this. I played dumb, shrugging with tear-streaked cheeks. I just worry. Mommy. We love you. Cracks formed. Dad's temper shortened, Mom's smiles thinned. They argued in hushed tones behind closed doors about money, about Victor's impatience. He says if you don't leave soon, it's over, she hissed one night, voice carrying through the vents. Dad. And what about the kids? CPS'll bury us. Her laugh was venom. They'll be better off. 3 kids cost too much.
Ron.
You know that. I hoarded evidence like a squirrel nuts for winter. Snapped pics on Dad's phone of his stash, plastic-wrapped bundles in the trunk. Emailed them anonymously to Victor's office from the library computer. Signed, a concerned family friend. Let the rich prick sweat. By mid-July, the tension was a live wire. Dad started sleeping on the couch, Mom packed, just in case, suitcases in the attic. The day came sweltering, humidity thick as betrayal. Picnic time, Dad announced, voice too bright. We piled in, me in the back with Tommy, Sarah up front. The park loomed, green and deceptive. Families barbecuing like nothing could touch them. They spread the blanket, unpacked PB and JS and warm Kool-Aid. Then the notes. I saw Mom slip them into our pockets when she hugged us goodbye. Be good, babies. Mommy and Daddy need a break. But I was ready. As they walked to the car, I yanked the note from Tommy's shirt, scrawled in Mom's loopy cursive. Forgive us. Love always. Bullshit. I crumpled it, heart pounding like a bass drum. Wait, I yelled, bolting after them. Dad turned, face paling. Chloe, honey, you're leaving us, I said, voice steady despite the child's pitch. Not a question. Mom froze, keys jingling.
What? No.
We're just, for Victor. The name hung like smoke. Their jaws dropped. Sarah caught up. Confused, Tommy wailed. How do you? I know everything, I lied, channeling the ghost of my dead self. The affair. The drugs. The plan to fake our deaths as runaways so you can start over rich. Lies on truths. A web to trap them. Dad lunged, grabbing my arm. Too hard. Shut your mouth, girl. Sirens wailed in the distance, my doing. I'd called 911 from a park payphone earlier. Anonymous tip, domestic disturbance at Washington Park. Kids in danger. Parents dealing. Cops swarmed like locusts, badges flashing. Mom screamed as they cuffed Dad, his burner tumbling from his pocket, bundles spilling like confetti from hell. Victor's name lit up the screen, enough for a trace.
We weren't abandoned that day.
Instead, the system swallowed them. CPS swooped in, but I spun the tale. They were going to leave us. I stopped them. Social workers nodded, eyes soft with pity. Sarah clung to me. Tommy babbled nonsense. By nightfall, we were in emergency foster care, a kind lady named Mrs. Ellis with a Victorian house in Hyde Park. Mom and Dad, interrogated downtown. Charges piling, child endangerment, possession, conspiracy. But justice? That was just foreplay. Months blurred into a foster system grind I knew too well from Life One, endless evaluations, group homes that smelled like bleach and broken dreams, court dates where lawyers droned like flies. But this time, I was the puppeteer. At 9, I charmed the shrinks with resilient stories, aced school to snag scholarships, and whispered to Sarah about our inheritance, the house Dad's dealings had unknowingly tied to a slush fund. Victor's involvement? That unraveled fast. My anonymous tips led the feds to his books, money laundering through fake flips in Cabrini Green. He lawyered up, but the stink stuck. By 10, we were stabilized. Me, Sarah, Tommy, in a permanent placement with the Elises, a childless couple who'd adopted strays like us before. Mrs. Ellis baked cookies, Mr. Ellis coached Little League.
Stability.
A word I'd mocked in my first life, when I'd bounce from home to home, picking locks and pockets to survive. Jake entered then, at 14, a foster brother in a group home. All dimples and danger. He'd sweet-talked me into running away, promised the stars, then sold me out for a cut of my disappearance bounty. This reset, I'd spot him coming. School became my war room. I devoured books on law, finance, psych, deviant behavior. Specifically, teachers called me gifted. I called it armor. Sarah blossomed into a cheerleader type, Tommy a soccer nut. We visited Mom and Dad in county lockup, orange jumpsuits clashing with a plexiglass divide. Their pleas? Pathetic. We were going to come back.
Chloe.
It was temporary. I nodded, eyes wide.
Inside.
I tallied. Mom got 5 years for endangerment. Dad, 15 for trafficking. Victor, 10. Plea deal. But secrets fester. At 12. Digging through Dad's impounded effects, a perk of my trauma advocate status with the courts, I found letters. Not from Victor to him. Mom's handwriting. Ron, if we pull this off, the kids get nothing. Victor's wiring the offshore account to us alone. 3 kids cost too much, remember? The betrayal deepened. They'd planned to declare us dead, claim insurance, vanish. The cost wasn't cash, it was cover. They'd insured us cheap, like pets, for the payout. Rage simmered, but I funneled it. Joined debate club, arguing cases on juvenile justice, causing a stir when I cited parental abandonment as premeditated murder of potential. Principal yanked me for inflammatory rhetoric, but it went viral on local news. Tween prodigy calls out CPS failures. Controversy brewed. Donors poured into youth programs. I was building a platform, brick by vicious brick. High school hit at 14, Lincoln Park High. Magnets for brains and brawlers. I skipped grades. Landed AP everything. Enter Mia Reynolds, my best friend from Life 1, the backstabber who testified against me in Jake's trial, claiming I provoked my own murder for the drama. This time, I friend her first. All giggles and sleepovers. She was the same, daddy's girl. Trust fund tease. Hiding daddy's skeletons in opioid deals. One night, at her mansion overlooking Lake Michigan, I accidentally found his ledger, pills funneled through Victor's network. Snapped pics. Leaked to the Sun-Times anonymously. Pharma airs dirty secret. Mia's world cracked. Her sobs were music. But I consoled. It's not your fault.
Babe.
Trust me?
She did. Deeper.
Jake appeared junior year. Transferred in from juvie. Petty theft. Same rap sheet. Brooding artist type. Sketching nudes in the quad. I remembered his touch. His lies. You're my everything.
Chloe.
Run with me, freedom. Ended with me OD'd in that motel. Staged suicide for the policy. This time, I flirted lightly. Reeled him slow. You're different, he murmured after our first kiss behind the bleachers. Rain mixing with cheap lip gloss. Haunted. I smiled into his neck. You have no idea.
Meanwhile,
Mom's appeals dragged. I testified, poised. Unflinching, they chose luxury over love. What does that teach kids? That we're disposable. Juries ate it up. Media dubbed me the abandoned Avenger. Book deals nibbled. TEDx invites loomed. Sarah rolled her eyes. You're obsessed.
Chloe. Tommy, cool.
Sis, like Batman. They didn't see the storm. By 17, I had a plan. Victor, out on good behavior, was rebuilding, consulting for black market flips.
Dad.
Paroled early for snitching on King's remnants. Shacked with a trailer park floozy. Mom, still inside. Pen palingy Victor, like a desperate inmate. The twist, DNA from court files showed Tommy wasn't Dad's. Victor's. Mom's one mistake that sealed our fate. They'd abandon us to hide the affair's fruit. Confrontation brewed. I hacked Victor's emails, library Wi-Fi. Basic phishing, child's play. Found Mom's pleas. Get me out. Tommy's the proof. Burn it all. Proof? A secret trust. Siphoned from his laundering. Earmarked for the boy if paternity leaked.
Milio.
They'd kill to bury it. My decision. Controversial as hell. Leak the affair. The kid switch. But frame it as Victor's solo scheme. Mom complicit. Dad duped. Public outrage would torch them. But Tommy? He'd inherit. Shielded by my narrative. Innocent victim.
Me?
I'd walk away clean. Funding a foundation for abandoned kids. Justice. American style. Messy. Media-fueled. Merciless. Prom night. Jake proposed running away. Echo of Life 1. Marry me after graduation.
Chloe.
We'll disappear. His eyes gleamed. Same hunger. I kissed him fierce. Tasting the trap. Yes, I whispered.
Then.
In the hotel room he'd booked, same Fleabag off 66. I flipped the script. Cuffed him to the bed with his own belt. Remember me? Phone recording, his confession. Bribed by Mia's dad to watch me. Report back for a cut of the old insurance play. You crazy bitch, he snarled. I smiled. From a dead girl. Uploaded to YouTube Live. Justice for Chloe. Views exploded.
Cops kicked in at dawn.
Senior year detonated like a cherry bomb in a mailbox. Loud, messy, and impossible to ignore. The video hit 1 million views by breakfast. Jake's mugshot splashed across every feed from WGN to Good Morning America. Teen love turns lethal, stalking plot foiled by victim's bravery. They painted me the heroine. All wide-eyed survivor in cardigans and curls.
Inside.
I cackled. Mia crumbled next, her text to Jake. Unearthed in the raid. Keep her close. Dad says she's key to the old man's grudge. Victor's grudge? Against my folks for dragging him down. Mia's dad had been his silent partner. And I'd just gift-wrapped their downfall. School suspended me for safety, but the principal's office became a press junket. Chloe Harper. The girl who wouldn't die twice. One reporter quipped. Microphone thrust like a sword. I leaned in. Voice steady. Abandonment isn't a one-time scar. It's a cycle. My parents started it. These vultures tried to finish it. We're breaking the wheel. Soundbite gold. Donations flooded my nascent foundation. Chloe's chainbreakers. 4 foster kids clawing out of the pit. Sarah confronted me in the kitchen that night. Flour dusted from baking therapy. You set them up, didn't you? Jake. Mia, God. Chloe, you're playing God. Her eyes, so like Mom's,
Brimmed.
Tommy hovered. 12 now. All gangly limbs and confusion. Is it true? Victor's my dad. I'd leaked that bomb via a concerned source to the Tribune, paternity docs forged just enough to pass scrutiny. Real enough to ruin. I hugged her, inhaling her vanilla fear. They deserved it.
Sar.
All of them. We were collateral in their soap opera. She pulled back, searching my face. And us? What are we to you? The question hung. A guillotine blade. In life one. I'd lost them to the system. Sarah emancipated too young. Tommy lost to drugs. This time, I'd saved us. Or had I? The doubt gnawed. But revenge is a jealous lover. It demands all. Mom's hearing was set for early release. Overcrowding plea. I petitioned to attend. For closure. The courtroom in Cook County reeked of sweat and stale coffee. Fluorescent buzz like angry hornets. She shuffled in, hair graying under the jumpsuit. Eyes darting to the back row. Me. Sarah.
Tommy.
Empty seat for Dad, still inside. Victor's absence screamed. Feds had him on RICO charges. Mia's empire dust. MS. Harper, the judge intoned. A stern black woman with no patience for sob stories. Your daughter's testimony. I rose. 16 going on 60. Notes crisp in my lap. Your Honor. Linda Harper didn't just leave. She plotted. Insured us for peanuts. Planned our disappearance to fund her affair. Tommy's not even Ron's, Victor's seed. Hidden to squeeze more blood from the stone. Gasps rippled. Mom whimpered. I pressed. 3 kids cost too much? Try 3 lives ruined for a condo in Miami. Her cross-exam was a train wreck. Chloe, baby. I was trapped. Ron's debts. Victor's promises. I loved you.
Loved.
Past tense. I met her gaze. Ice to fire. Love doesn't cuff your kids to a park bench. The gallery murmured. The judge denied parole. Mom's scream echoed as they dragged her. You witch. You'll burn for this. Dad's turn came swifter. Parole board. Virtual from Supermax. I zoomed in. pixelated fury on his face. You turned states
Chloe?
after everything? Everything. The beatings, the benders, the lessons with his belt. You taught me survival.
Pop.
Snitching's just good business. He spat pixels. That money. Victor's trust for Tommy. It's ours. I laughed. Low and lethal. Ours? Check the filings. I rerouted it. Chainbreakers owns the pot now. 20 mil for the forgotten. His roar cut the feed. Victory tasted like ash sweet, then choking. That night, alone in my room, Elise's had sprung for a brownstone by then. I wept. Not for them. For the girl I'd been. The one who begged for scraps.
Trùng sinh, dè bít.
They call it in those Vietnamese novels, but what if the monster wears your skin? Graduation loomed. Valedictorian spot mine. Jake rotted in juvie. Mia in rehab. Her social's a graveyard. But controversy stalked. Protests erupted. Justice or vendetta? Chloe's crusade endangers youth. Pundits on Fox decried my vigilantism. MSNBC hailed generational reckoning. A podcast dug too deep, linked my miraculous survival to delusional episodes, hinting Munchausen by proxy from the abandonment. Fake news. But it stung. Sarah distanced. You're scaring people.
Chloe.
Scaring us. Tommy was the fracture. At 13. He cornered me post-baseball practice.
Mitt dangling.
Why'd you out me? Victor's lawyers called. Says I'm a bastard pawn. His voice cracked. Man-child lost. I knelt. Hands on his shoulders. Echo of mom's fake hugs. Because truth frees.
Tommy.
They can't hurt you if the world's watching.
Lie.
He shrugged me off. Feels like chains. The high point. Chainbreakers Gala. My 18th looming. Black tie at the Palmer House. Donors in tuxes. Me in emerald silk. Revenge redressed as philanthropy. Speech primed. From park bench to podium. I learned. Abandonment isn't fate. It's a choice. And choices have costs. Applause thundered. Checks cleared 7 figures. Then the twist, the one that gutted me. Post-reception. An envelope slipped under my hotel door. No return. Grainy photo of 8-year-old me in the park. Dad's hand raised mid-slap. Back. We know what you did.
Chloe.
Blood calls to blood. Handwriting? Mum's. Smuggled somehow. But the real knife. Attached article clipping. Yellowed. My obituary from Life 1. Chloe Harper. 18. Found in motel. Suspected suicide.
How?
They'd buried that timeline. Or had they glimpsed the reset? Paranoia bloomed. Was this rebirth shared? A family curse? I burned it. But sleep fled. Decisions loomed. Controversial crucibles. Expose the trust fully. Risk Tommy's stability for transparency? Or bury it deeper? Play benevolent God? And Sarah's ultimatum. One more leak. And we're done. You're not saving us. You're sacrificing. Crescendo built toward fall. College at Northwestern. Poli-sci major. Law school-eyed. But shadows lengthened. Dad's friends, ex-kings, tailed my runs along the lakefront. Harley's growling warnings. Victor's ghost, appeals filed. Naming me extortionist. The system I'd weaponized turned. Jaws snapping. Prom redux, no Jake. But a date nice guy. Poly club nerd. Midway through Uptown Funk, my phone buzzed. Unknown. Park.
Now. Hors de mi pays.
Heart slamming. I slipped out. Uber to Washington, same benches. Moonlight mocking. Figure waited. Not Dad. Not Victor. Sarah. You, I hissed. Fists balled. She stepped forward. Face tear-streaked. It's me.
Chloe.
Or whoever you are now. Her words iced my veins. What? I remember too, she whispered. The first time. The abandonment. The homes. Your death. I died too. Overdose at 20. Chasing Mom's ghost. Woke up here. Same as you. Twin rebirths. The twist. We'd both reset.
But diverged.
She'd forgiven. Rebuilt quietly. I'd raised. Why tell me now? I demanded. World tilting. Because your revenge? It's killing us again. Tommy's cracking, suicidal notes. And Mom. She knows.
Somehow.
She's coming for the trust. For him. Sarah's eyes pleaded. Stop.
Chloe.
Or I'll stop you. Choice, mercy or massacre. The controversial fork. Hug my sister. Dismantle the empire I'd built? Or double down? Damn the fallout? Dawn crept. Decisions dawning like bruises. Summer scorched Chicago into a skillet. Tempers frying under the haze. Sarah's revelation was a grenade with a pin half pulled. Our shared rebirth a cosmic joke. Two sisters looping hell to rewrite it. But her path. Forgiveness therapy. Yoga mats and family reunions with Mom post-parole. Mine? Scorched earth. Every scar a scorched policy. We met in secret after that park confab, her in sundress serenity. Me in tactical black. Like opposing generals at truce. Prove it, I challenged. Nursing black coffee in a Wicker Park cafe. Hipsters oblivious. She slid a napkin sketch our old apartment. Vents where I'd eavesdropped. You hummed Hallelujah that night. Post-fight. Only we knew. Proof enough. Her story spilled. Reset at 10. Post-abandonment. She'd clawed back. Testified for leniency. Built bridges. Revenge is a mirror.
Chloe.
It reflects the monster you flee. Poetic bullshit. I countered. Monsters made us. Why feed them? We diverged harder. She lobbied for Mom's early release, compassionate grounds, reformed mother. I countered with amicus briefs, dredging affair details, Victor's DNA on Tommy. Courts ping-ponged, media feasted. Sister showdown, redemption versus retribution. Protests swelled, forgive Linda at City Hall. Countered by chainbreakers rise graffiti on overpasses. My foundation boomed, but cracks spiderwebbed. Donors whispered unhinged, board urged rebrand softer. Tommy was the pivot, fracturing under spotlights. At 14, he bolted from school, found wandering near the Dan Ryan, mumbling about fake dads. Intake psych flagged him high risk. I swooped, pulling strings for private care, my dime. No system scars. In his room, overlooking the Elise's garden, he confronted, you and Sarah fighting over ghosts. Am I next?
His eyes.
Victor's blue.
Pierced.
Tell me the truth.
Chloe.
Was I the reason? The lie died unspoken. You were the spark.
Tommy.
But the fire? Theirs. I confess the reset. Partial. Sparing Sarah's hand. He absorbed. Nodded slow.
Cool.
Like Groundhog Day. So fix it. Kid logic.
Pure.
But his plea twisted me. Don't hurt Mom more. She writes. Says she dreams of us. Of you dying young. Chills. Shared visions? Or Mom's intuition? Inmate madness? Dad emerged then. Paroled to a half house in Pilsen. Tattoos faded like his fight. He reached out, collect call. Gravel voice. Heard about the boy. Victor's? Figures. Laughter like gravel. We need to talk.
Kid.
The real play. I met him in a dingy taqueria. Piñatas, mocking overhead. He looked wrecked, 60 going on dead. Liver-spotted hands clutching tacos. You got the trust locked? Smart. But there's more, offshore. Rico's cut. Enough to buy silence. Silence. I sneered. Fork stabbing carnitas. From you? The man who raised a hand before a hug. He leaned in. Breath Budweiser. I was building.
Chloe.
For you kids.
Mom.
She twisted it. Blame shift classic. But the hook. Victor's out soon. Appeals. He'll take the boy, blood right. Threat veiled. I played along. And if I cut you in? His grin. Yellowed. 50-50. Family discount. Betrayals echo. I nodded. Slipped a USB. Fake cords to a stash. Traced his call later. Straight to Victor's lawyer.
Dad.
The snake. Selling me out again. I let it ride. Bait for the trap. Fall semester at Northwestern was blitz, seminars on constitutional law, nights plotting in the stacks. Sarah audited a class. Our truce fragile as rice paper. Join me, she urged over study lattes. Mom's changing AA. Counseling. Give her a shot. I scoffed. Shots are what got us here. But doubt drilled. Nightmares bled timelines. My motel death. Sarah's OD. Tommy's hypothetical leap. Was revenge resurrection or recursion? Crescendo crash November. Victor's hearing. Federal courthouse downtown. Wind whipping off the loop. Gallery packed. Me front row. Sarah beside, reluctant wingwoman. Tommy via video from therapy.
Mom.
Day pass from minimum. In the back, gaunt. Hopeful. Victor entered. Silver fox in Armani. Flanked by sharks. Charges, racketeering.
Fraud.
My evidence? Ironclad, leaks. Ledgers. Dad's USB pinging his phone to the drop. Prosecutor called me. MS. Harper. Your role? I stood. Heels clicking like countdown. Whistleblower. Victim. The daughter he tried to erase. Testimony flowed. Abandonment plot. Insurance scam. Tommy's paternity as leverage. He called us costs. Dead weight. Victor's glare could curdle. Mom gasped audible. Crossfire scorched. His lawyer. MS. Harper. Isn't this vendetta? Your foundation profits from pain. Millions raised on your story. Smear attempt. I parried. Profit? Try purpose. Every dollar breaks a chain like mine. Jury leaned. Judge sustained. Then the bomb, Mom's turn. Character witness for Victor. Objection. I surged, but Sarah gripped my arm. Mom took the stand, voice quavering. I was weak. Ron pushed the drugs, Victor. He offered escape. But Chloe, my girl, she's poison now. Twisting truths for fame. Betrayal redux. Gallery buzzed. Tommy's feed froze. His face ashen. Chaos erupted. Recess called. Deputies hurting. In the hall. Mom cornered me. Sarah buffering. You did this, she hissed, finger jabbing. Ruined us for your ego. Her eyes, wild, knowing. I see it.
Chloe.
The dreams. You died. Came back a demon. Confirmation. She'd glimpsed the loop, perhaps in solitary visions. Tommy's mine, ours. Stop weaponizing him. Sarah intervened. Enough.
Mom.
Chloe's fighting for us.
Us.
The word fractured me. Victor's verdict loomed. Guilty. 20 years. But the real trial?
Ours.
That night. Safe house, paranoia perk. Tommy called. I'm out.
Sis.
Running, for real. Can't be the pawn. Line dead. Panic clawed, I mobilized Chainbreaker's network. Amber alerts. Found him by dawn. Greyhound station. Duffel packed.
Eyes dead.
Victor's people came. Said blood buys freedom. I choose none. Hug broke me, sobs for the boy. The timelines. Sarah arrived. Mom in tow, her pass extended. Family huddle. Raw as open wounds. Weary set for this? Sarah whispered. Mom, if it's real. Forgive. Or loop forever. The decision. Controversial cataclysm. I could torch the trust. Expose all. Dad's betrayal. Mom's madness. Court of public opinion as executioner.
Or.
Release. Funnel funds to them. Anonymously. Redemption's poison pill. Tommy's plea. Make it stop.
Chloe.
Be the hero. Not the hunter. Dawn decision. Mercy's blade. I wired the offshore. Full to Tommy's future trust. Notes. Costs paid. Start over. Dad's cut. Bounce to feds. Anonymous. Victor's appeals? I withdrew opposition. Letting time erode him. Mom's parole? Endorsed. With strings. Therapy. No contact unless earned. Karma's kick. Months later. Headlines shifted. Harper sisters unite. From feud to family. Chainbreakers rebranded. Focus on healing. Not hate. Sarah and I co-keynote. Voices twinned. Tommy thrived. Private school. Soccer stardom. Mom? Rebuilt slow. Diner job. AA meetings. Dad faded. Heart attack in the half-house. Unlamented. But the twist lingered. By kitsch, bittersweet. In quiet nights, I wonder, did we break the cycle? Or just postpone? Rebirth's gift, second chances. Stained with first life sins. Justice came. Not as thunder, but whisper. And in America's grind, betrayals to boardrooms, we endure. Scarred, but standing. Epilogue whisper. Jake wrote from prison. You win. Ghost girl. But was it worth the haunt? I burned the letter. Worth? Hell yes. Or hell no. The loop decides.